Hi and welcome back to Celebrity Goddess Oracle. So today we're going to look at Justin Bieber. We're going to do a reading around Justin Bieber, and then we're going to do a separate one for Hailey, and then in a separate video again we're going to do a Justin and Hailey reading as a couple. We're also going to do a separate video for Selena Gomez and just look at the energy around her. So not necessarily specifically in relation to Justin, but just as a separate video. So look out for those coming, subscribe and make sure you see them in your inbox. So I like to use the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. So as you know, if you watch my channel, right, straight in. First card out, right. Let's see what energy is surrounding Justin at the moment. Now, there's a new Netflix series out with Justin and Hailey, I think, called Seasons. So if you haven't, I haven't watched it yet, but you know, maybe some of you have. Maybe you can make comments below, tell me what you think about it. And let's just have a look at what's going on around Justin and his energy. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm definitely going to when I get a chance. Blossoming, that's interesting, right? And let's see what else we've got going on around them. So Justin, wow, he came to fame, didn't he? At an incredibly young age. I mean, really young, 13, I think, is what he was. And he's had a sort of a challenging path, hasn't he? You know, somebody that just got married to Hailey, which is lovely to see. Wow, okay, and we're going to go for another card for bold. And two for there, okay. Okay. And one more for blossoming. And see what comes out. Okay, perfect. Okay, end of the beginnings of blossoming. That's really appropriate. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually just jump decks as well, and we'll take one card from, I'm going to use the Archangel Michael deck here. So I do readings for, I do take suggestions for other readings and who you'd like me to read. So if you would like to make a suggestion, please feel free to put it in the comment box below, and I'll try and do my best to add it to the list. So let's have a clarifier. Let's have an overall energy card, please, for what's going on. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is very, I think this is true. And one for here. I think we're going to go up. Well, we can keep this here, but it's connected. One more, actually, please. See what else comes out. Okay. Right. Perfect. Okay. So, right. This is somebody who, wow, you know, the overall feeling I get here is one of confusion, and I'm actually going to say it sort of like, I've got this terrible sort of feeling of disconnection in my body, and I don't know, I don't know what to do with it, actually. I feel like I feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like it's unreal. This is what I get this feeling with Justin, and that's where the drinking and the drugs come from. You know, it's this kind of this feeling of being sort of outside of himself, and you know, and wanting to feel connected, and you know, or not to actually feel anything at all, actually, not to feel anything at all. You know, this is really, that's a really uncomfortable, feeling, actually, I've got here. So this is a guy who is currently going through, gosh. This is a guy who's currently going through a period of addressing this in his life, you know, of purification. So literally for him, this is actually removing all the toxins in his body and connecting back to sort of like to the water and to the earth and to nature's elements, to try and help, you know, give him this sense of grounding, You know, past life card here often, you know, is in connection with karma. And this is a guy who's creating karma. I don't think he's just living karma, he's creating karma. But more importantly, he's this is you know, gosh, there's nothing he won't try. There's nothing, you know, Justin's the kind of person, I don't really know a huge amount about Justin, but, you know, the feeling I get here is that if I went up to Justin and said, you know, do this, I dare you to do this, he would just do it. He's got, you know, he's got this kind of fearlessness. He's got this sort of, in actual fact, it's borderline reckless behavior. This is what I'm seeing and feeling when I connect into this energy. And it's, you know, over and over and over again, he's got, you know, he's got this like, he's not grounded actually. He's not grounded. It's not even to do with boundaries. He just feels like he's out of his body a lot of the time. It feels like this energy feels like unreal. So this is where this card comes into, this like reconnecting, this connecting to sort of like the self and to nature and to divine. This is a guy who is starting to understand the need for this. You know, this is where this blossoming card comes in. This is where this comes in. You know, this is where this comes in. He's starting to realize the cycle that he's actually in. The cycle that he's in, that he's created through these actions. This past life card here is to do with the cycles and the karma that he's creating, the pattern, you know, the pattern that he's creating. But there is this realization, there's this start, I'm going to say it's a start. There's this opening, this blossoming, the start of the realization that, you know, this needs to stop. This needs to come to an end. And there needs to be this healing. You know, this is where this card comes in. This is where this medicine card comes in. You know, that there needs to be this healing. That there needs to be this healing. And that, you know, it's his home life. It's like, you know, obviously he got married to Haley. I don't know a huge amount about their relationship. A lot of the viewers probably will, but you know, this has had a massively grounding effect for Justin. You know, being married and having this sort of connection, this home connection in Haley, and creating this relationship, and actually coming home to himself, having this feeling of grounding within himself. Actually, it's made him face up to the fact that he needs to face up to the truth. You know, this is a guy who actually, you know, needs to, this card here is perfect actually. Be gentle with yourself. Please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you, so that I may experiencing lasting inner peace. I mean, I get this feeling this guy has been a bit of an arse, excuse me. You know, he's done stuff when he's sort of like been in this energy here and he's done bold stuff. He's done some really nasty stuff, actually. I've got no idea what that is. But he just hasn't he hasn't cared. He couldn't, and when he was in that energy previously, he just couldn't care less. He didn't care about himself, actually. You know, he really didn't care about himself at all, and therefore he didn't care about anybody else that it affected. You know, but I get this feeling there is, you know, in ending the cycle and sort of, you know, healing and having this grounding with his relationship in particular, I feel this is connected to. He's able to really, you know, face up to this now and admit the truth to himself. This is an incredibly important part of the process. You can't change that which you don't first admit to. And I think previously, looking at this energy that's around him, he definitely hasn't done that. This is a guy that's definitely been in a cycle of, you know, denial, and a cycle of behavior that's been reckless, completely reckless actually, is what I see with him. But he's moving past that point. He's actually changing. He's moving past that point. And I see that his relationship with Hailey is definitely giving him this sense of, you know, sense of actually looking, I'm going to say looking at himself in the mirror and actually admitting, starting to see the consequences of his behavior in relation to other people. So that's really interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect into his animal totem spirit energy. So we're going to pull a few cards from this deck by Kim Kranz and see what else comes out for Justin. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate reading for Hailey, so please look out for that. And then I'm going to do a joint reading for them and see what, you know, comes out for them as a couple. So make sure you subscribe and like and share, and that way you can get it straight into your inbox. Right, okay. Okay, there, and just one more. Okay, perfect. Phoenix. That's appropriate, isn't it? Isn't it? So the Phoenix we'll come back to. We will. You know, this is a guy who, I mean, obviously this is, I feel, you know, with this side of the energy, we're connecting into sort of what we were talking about, of where he's actually, you know, where he's, the energy that he's moving towards. So with the dragonfly, so the dragonfly is connection with the inner mind. And actually gaining perspective and clarity in a situation. You know, this is a guy who's got an energy that is sort of like, it's here, it's there. This comes back to this feeling of being ungrounded, you know, of being sort of like here and there and not having clear insight, sort of like, I get a feeling with sort of Justin, if one of his friends said, yeah, let's do this, he would go, yeah, let's do that. And if somebody else said, yeah, let's go do this, yeah, let's go and do that. So there's sort of like this unsettled energy with him. It's very it's very draining, actually, is what I feel when I connect in with this. But, you know, the bear is like, the bear is actually moving on from that. The bear is moving on from that. It's actually waking up. You know, the bear hibernates and then it wakes up from its deep sleep. It's almost like he's been in a state of unseeing, and, you know, the bear energy moves him towards the dawning of the light and actually being able to make that personal transformation that he needs. I get this feeling that, you know, he's at a point of, you know, this is also, he's come to this point willingly, but also unwillingly. He's just got to the point where it can no longer be that way, that it can no longer be the way that it has been. You know, he's wanted change, but he's also been forced to change because he was at that breaking point. That's the feeling that I get with this. You know, he was at breaking point before, you know, a total breaking point, and the transformation was welcome and forced upon him. And then, you know, this Phoenix energy, you know, sometimes you have to go through the fire to rise from the fire. You know, you're reborn, and so it is with the Phoenix. You know, and this is a release from this sort of cycle, from this karma, freedom from suffering. This is a guy that his suffering has been deep. You know, I mean, some people will say, well, he created it, and, you know, okay, there'll be an element of truth in that, but you know, this comes back to this energy here. He's been suffering for too long. It's taken so long to get to this point. It's taken so long to get to this point. It really has. But, you know, the transformation and the freeing from his past is real. This is a guy that, you know, is going through the fire at the moment, the fire of change, and he's going to come out of that a different person. You know, some of it is, you know, there's an element of wanting to, but also an element of being forced to. You know, I've got this far. You can't. He just literally had no further to go really, unless, you know, it was going to be into total self-destruction. You know, with his behavior and the situation that he's in. But, you know, this is a positive card. This is a positive card. You know, this is about admitting the truth and acting accordingly. This is about sort of, just as the fire burns, it also cleanses and is gentle. It's a form of medicine. It's a much needed form of medicine. And he has this support. He has this, I get this feeling that he's really lucky, actually. I get this feeling that he's really lucky. A lot of people look at Justin Bieber maybe and think, well, you know, he's a big superstar, and who is sort of like Hailey Baldwin previously, now Hailey Bieber. She's like, yeah, she's sort of just the sort of the daughter of a famous person, but she's so much more than that. She's really integral. She's really integral to this transformation and to what he requires. And you know, this is a good thing. There's a good thing. There's going to be a lot of work going on at the moment with him. There's still a lot of, this is a process, and this is a process that he's going through at the moment. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Hailey's reading is and how that sort of how that compares and you know, fits in. And then, like I said, we're going to do a reading for them as a couple, so that will also be really interesting. So if you'd like to like, share and subscribe, that would be amazing. We're all gods and goddesses in our own lives. I do personal readings. If it be of benefit to you, please reach out and connect. I'm sending you all my love. In the meantime, please look after yourselves. Please look after each other. Thank you for watching Celebrity Goddess Oracle, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.